Surviving desert heat extremes requires careful planning and an understanding of the science behind water procurement, heat stroke prevention, and desert navigation. In these harsh environments where temperatures can soar during the day and plummet at night, every decision matters. For instance, finding water sources is critical. In many deserts, water may be scarce, so techniques such as condensation collection, using solar stills, or dew harvesters can be life-saving. These methods rely on the principle that water vapor in the air can condense on a cool surface, even under arid conditions. How can you collect water when none is immediately visible? By setting up a makeshift solar still, using a plastic sheet, a container, and some vegetation, you can capture and condense moisture from the air, providing a vital source of hydration. Another key aspect is the prevention of heat stroke. In desert conditions, the body can quickly become overwhelmed by the heat, leading to dangerous conditions such as dehydration and hyperthermia. One of the best strategies is to maintain proper hydration by drinking small amounts of water frequently, even if you do not feel thirsty. Additionally, wearing loose, light-colored clothing helps reflect sunlight, while a wide-brimmed hat and sunglasses protect your head and eyes. Is there a way to minimize heat absorption during the hottest part of the day? Yes, by planning your activities for early morning or late afternoon and seeking shelter during peak heat hours, you can reduce the risk of heat illnesses. Cooling techniques, such as wetting your clothing or using evaporative cooling, can also be effective when combined with adequate rest. Desert navigation is another critical challenge in extreme heat. Without reliable landmarks, it can be easy to lose direction in vast open spaces. Traditional techniques such as using the position of the sun during the day or stars at night remain essential. For example, knowing that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west can help you maintain a consistent travel direction. Modern navigational aids, like GPS devices, can be incredibly helpful, but they should be used in conjunction with an understanding of natural navigation cues. How can you ensure you stay on course in the desert? By familiarizing yourself with both modern technology and natural indicators, you build redundancy into your navigation strategy. Carrying a compass, maintaining awareness of the landscape, and marking your trail with visible signs can help prevent disorientation and ensure a safer journey. Overall, surviving desert heat extremes is about blending practical strategies with a scientific understanding of your environment. By using methods to procure water, actively preventing heat stroke through hydration and protective measures, and employing both traditional and modern navigation techniques, you increase your chances of not only surviving, but thriving in one of nature's most challenging landscapes. Could these combined strategies be the key to long-term survival in extreme desert conditions? With careful preparation, continual monitoring of your body's signals, and a strong grasp of navigational fundamentals, you can navigate these environments with greater confidence and safety. In extreme heat, the body loses water through perspiration, respiration, and urination, increasing the risk of dehydration and heat exhaustion. The body's electrolyte balance, sodium, potassium, and magnesium, is crucial for maintaining nerve function and hydration. Without sufficient water intake, blood thickens, reducing circulation efficiency, leading to dizziness, confusion, and organ failure. Conserving water in the body by reducing sweating and limiting unnecessary activity is key to survival in desert environments. Desert nomads drink small amounts of salty liquids to maintain electrolyte balance and avoid rapid dehydration. It's like driving a car with limited fuel. You must optimize every drop to reach your destination safely. Water sources in deserts are scarce but can be found in oases, dry riverbeds, plant roots, and morning dew. Digging into wadi, dry stream beds, may reveal underground moisture, while rock crevices can store rainwater from past storms. Some desert plants, such as cacti and succulents, store water, but not all are safe for consumption. Condensation traps use evaporation and condensation principles to extract drinkable water from the environment. Survivors in hot deserts like the Sahara have found water by following animal tracks that lead to hidden springs. It's like digging in beach sand near the ocean, where moisture remains below the surface even when it looks dry. Heat stroke occurs when the body's core temperature exceeds 40 DGF, 104 DGF, leading to cell damage, organ failure, and death if untreated. The body regulates heat through vasodilation, expanding blood vessels, sweating, and heat dissipation, but extreme heat overwhelms these mechanisms. Without sufficient cooling, the brain's hypothalamus, temperature control center, fails, causing disorientation, unconsciousness, and seizures. To prevent heat stroke, one must reduce exertion, seek shade, hydrate strategically, and use evaporation cooling techniques. Military personnel in desert operations wear loose, light-colored clothing to reflect sunlight and minimize overheating. It's like an overheating car engine. Without cooling, internal systems break down rapidly. While it seems logical to wear less clothing in heat, loose, long-sleeved clothing provides better protection against sunburn, dehydration, and heat absorption. Dark colors absorb heat, while light-colored clothing reflects sunlight, reducing body temperature. Covering skin traps moisture, slowing dehydration and preventing sweat from evaporating too quickly. Many desert-dwelling cultures wear flowing robes, creating a microclimate that insulates against extreme temperatures. The Tuareg people of North Africa wear long, light-colored robes which protect them from heat and sunburn. It's like wrapping ice in a towel. It melts more slowly than if exposed directly to heat. In desert survival, knowing how to navigate using the sun, stars, and land features is crucial. During the day, the sun moves from east to west, casting shadows that can be used to determine direction. At night, the North Star, Polaris, remains fixed, providing a reliable reference point for navigation. Sand dunes often align with prevailing winds, offering clues about dominant wind directions and orientation. Bedouins use shadow stick methods by placing a stick in the ground and marking shadow changes to establish cardinal directions. It's like using a clock's hour hand to determine direction, a natural way to orient yourself. Walking in the heat burns more calories and depletes hydration faster, so survival strategy involves moving during cooler times, dawn and dusk. Traveling at night reduces exposure to solar radiation, minimizing water loss and exhaustion. The desert floor absorbs and radiates heat, making movement during the day more dangerous. Moving at a steady pace rather than running reduces muscle strain and unnecessary sweating, conserving vital resources. Camel caravans in hot deserts travel at night or early morning, avoiding the sun's peak intensity. It's like a marathon runner pacing themselves to avoid early exhaustion, ensuring they reach the finish line. Some desert plants provide hydration and nutrition, but others contain toxic compounds that can cause vomiting, dehydration, or poisoning. Edible plants like prickly pear cactus, mesquite beans, and date palms are safe sources of food. Plants with milky sap, bitter taste, or strong odors are often toxic. Testing unknown plants with the universal edibility test, rubbing a small portion on the lips and waiting for a reaction, is a last resort. The prickly pear cactus provides both hydrating fruit and edible pads used in survival situations. It's like choosing mushrooms in a forest. Some are nutritious, but others can be deadly. Shade reduces direct sun exposure, lowering the risk of heat exhaustion and dehydration. Underground shelters or natural rock formations offer the best temperature regulation by reducing solar radiation absorption. Simple makeshift shelters using tarps, survival blankets, or vegetation can lower body temperature significantly. Positioning shelters against prevailing winds improves airflow, reducing trapped heat inside. Survivalists in desert environments dig trench shelters or use mylar emergency blankets to reflect sunlight and create shade. It's like parking a car under a tree instead of leaving it in direct sunlight. Temperature remains cooler inside. Signaling is crucial for being spotted by search and rescue teams. Mirrors reflect sunlight over long distances, while bright-colored clothing or smoke signals improve visibility. 3 of anything, 3 fires, 3 whistle blasts, 3 flashes is an international distress signal. The use of fire, movement, and sound increases survival chances by attracting rescuers. Downed pilots in deserts use signal mirrors and distress smoke to communicate their location. It's like using a flashlight in the dark to get someone's attention, making yourself noticeable.